Uh, anyway, folks, I got cut off there for a minute. But look, what I'm saying is that there are millions more who will join frequency in the next few years. Where it took some light work is on the planet decades to awaken. The coming wave will awaken in less than 1 month, some within days. It will be a viral awakening that will ripple through people so quickly that it will be known as a telepathic process of realization. Yes, it will be that profound. How? How? Chaos! The chaos coming will actually initiate this process. The dark energies on the planet have already lost their power in maintaining negatively oriented consciousness. However, that which is not dark is not mature or intelligent and will create its own demise. The dark is ignorant to light. It can only imagine itself. If you think things can't get any worse, the dark energy might surprise you. Nevertheless, they will not shift into sixth gear, bringing fear, terrorism, war, anger, anxiety, and all at levels you likely have not seen in your lifetime. The worst things they can think of are coming your way, but without the realization that you have already moved past them. Nevertheless, economic collapse. Nevertheless, a dramatic terror event. Nevertheless, major war. Nevertheless, a natural or touted as a natural disaster may occur. Note that there are already several terrorist attacks planned in 2017. Some are quite large, yet we continue to transmit more light on many of these events, and the timeline is changing. What is planned may or may not come to fruition. There are only possibilities, and you decide if they manifest in your reality. What is coming will be specifically engineered to make you doubt your emotional and spiritual intelligence and make you question where we are going as a planet. They will try and they will fail. But in the meantime, you will see things that may make you uncomfortable depending on your perspective. It's all about manipulation to gain an emotional vantage point. How can you learn and grow from these situations? How can you align after these events? You can be at peace in the midst of chaos, or you can dive into these experiences head first, as blind as a bat, with reaction first and questions later. You have the choice to be in either place, but it must be made perfectly clear that the level of consciousness now on the planet will not be swayed by any attempt to deter where we are going. It is here to stay. And I'm not happy to say that. So, thank the dark energy for doing its job. Pat them on the back, and each time they activate lower frequencies, send them all a message. Not today. As vibration increases, perception of past, present, and future will become more fluid, along with the ability to interface with multi-dimensional and multi-density realities. There will be an increased desire for unity, peace, and unconditional love, as opposed to the illusion of separation and division between people and nature. The vibrationary rate will increase, and therefore many will be faced with personal issues in a much more rapid and intense way. And I'll give you some of those, man. First, transformational biology. Genetically modified and poisonous foods filled with artificial chemicals and dangerous preservatives have spanned the globe. They have brought disease and ill effects to human health. Again, these foods and their production have had a role in awakening the human mind and body. Their vibration cannot exist in the dimension which humans will soon reside. They will not feel drawn to eating these foods and will simply avoid them. They will essentially begin to disappear. You will also begin to learn how to heal any condition in your body as your innate smart body grows and begins to connect with super consciousness. This will begin with pain for many, and shifting frequencies will enable you to better align with your cellular structure. It will be innate. You will not need to learn it or acquire the information. It will suddenly be there one day, and you will wonder where it came from. Health will solve itself as you align with healing frequencies. In the next century, people will live well beyond 150 years. Once human DNA began operating above 50%, it is now less than 30%. It will transform the human body. Linear immunity cannot effectively fight invaders because all it sees is defense. Multiple levels of awareness will allow cellular and humoral immunity to move beyond any expectations of your scientists. There's another way that personal issues will be dealt with, will increase and in much more rapid, intense ways. One of the ways is governments on all energy will cease to exist. Human consciousness will change politics forever. If governments are not on board with the new energy, they will not be elected or in power much longer. Governments have had the most important role in awakening the world. Through their constant need to control populations and the flow of money, they persisted with wars, not for peace, but for profit. The delivery of such profits always went to the dark side. Non-government, elite entities with no accountability to anyone but themselves. They played this dark role so that the majority of humans could awaken and move on to other realms of vibration. They have done their job very well, and their time has now come to an end. They played this dark role so that the majority of humans could awaken and move on to other realms of vibrations. As I said, I'm going to repeat that because it's very important to repeat. Humans are now awakening to reality of the dark side, which has fooled so many, for so long. They have mastered this role so well that many humans were convinced that governments were acting in their best interests. When the old energy meets the new, the old will lose, and not necessarily in physical conflict, but emotional and spiritual. Alliances will change. There will come a day when Muslims and Jews will align themselves to fight common enemies. North Korea and South Korea will unify in the best interests of their populations. There will be a grand battle of light and dark, and the dark will lose. This timeline is no longer a possibility. It is a certainty. Another way this is going to happen, going to go about is, the youngest generations are carrying the most wisdom. Gone are the days when people believed their elders carried all the wisdom. The youngest generations are refuting this concept, and they would be right. The children being born at this time will teach their parents things that many cannot imagine. They are wired for innate intelligence and wisdom that carry with it enhanced DNA capabilities with increased frequency transmissions that were not possible with older generations. They are some of the oldest souls to ever walk the earth. Before the age of 10, they will know who they are, where they came from in their last life, and why they are here. If their parents' philosophies, morals, religions, etc., conflict with their own, they will reject them at a very young age. They will carry an integrity and purpose for the earth that was near impossible for humans to maintain on the old energy. They will transform the entertainment industry and any other industry that influences human consciousness, and they will do it with ease and with an antagonism from older generations who will want to keep things as they are. We always say children will change the world, but in this case, they actually will by the time they are 15 years old. Yes, they will be that wise. Many of these children have already been born, and you will recognize them when it is time. Some of these children will be born to some of you, hearing this and watching this. Another is tolerance. This is perhaps one of the most important elements moving forward for those wishing to maintain a higher frequency. Play the all energy game with a smile. Do not impose your views on those unprepared to accept them. It can become toxic to the sensitivities. Avoid others to grow in whatever way they need to. Allow others to grow in whatever way they need to. There is no way to God, and there is no judgment there. In fact, there is one very simple way to know how valid any religion doctrine is. Does their book state that God judges others? Does their book state that God condones acts of violence on others who oppose them? Is it there where we find a truth that resonates or not? God does not judge, ever. But we must allow others to experience their path. If that means allowing others to follow a book of intolerance, then yes. It means having more tolerance of religious views, or any view that does not agree with your own. Allowing other perspectives that sorry folks, I picked up my cold these days. It's raining hard and I've been in the cold. Where was I now? I was talking about allowing other perspectives, that's right, the contrast with who and what you are, allowing others to maintain a belief system of their own growth at whatever cost it may come. It is a knowing that there is no wrong path and all truths are true, defined by perspective and tolerated by beings who appreciate that we are on a planet of free will. Most of all, love those who contrast with you most. They are teachers. They are teachers, as are you to them. But if at least one of you does not recognize that, all is lost. If your If you're reading this, hearing this, listening to this, you know you are awake. So step up to the plate as the master that you are and take ownership to guide others who are incapable of guiding themselves. You know, that is why you are here, and you know it. And you know it. You know, another is you're going to have galactic consciousness and extraterrestrial life. Extraterrestrial life exists, and soon Earth's population will know it. You know, it exists in such abundance that you could not even begin to appreciate the population of ET beings on planet Earth. You know, extraterrestrial beings are everywhere and all around you. Inside the Earth, on the surface, and on Earth's perimeter. There is as great a population of extraterrestrial beings than there are humans. You know, you will learn to relate to this fact very soon, and how galactic consciousness will integrate within your societies. You will understand why the majority of them observe and do not interfere with your lives. You will appreciate more of your true history by communicating with them, and you will finally accept that your interactions with extraterrestrial life span hundreds of thousands of years with a very rich history. You will no longer be deceived by those that have kept these secrets hidden from your humanity. You know, another is realization of the eternal nature of your being. That is coming up. You know, you are immortal in a physical vessel which you decide is mortal. Your physical vessel does not need to die, but you have come to accept that it will. So it does. There is a balance of well-being that is certain for all of us. You all have a shared pain, and part of the process of integration is the understanding of why it exists. Illness is not always a sign that there is something wrong. You know, to acclimate to new energy, many of you have chosen to push through these physical barriers first. You have become conditioned that you must all naturally contract diseases and take drugs to fix them. This is not so. This is not so. You will know the eternal nature of your being. Rapist, I am. And you will enjoy puffing down your burdens and stop struggling to defend and guard against things you think have gone wrong and that must be made right. This is where most of your pain resides. You will learn to love knowing that you don't have to fix your planet or anybody else, and that everything is just as it should be. You will love knowing that your governments are perfect, that your religions are perfect, that your diversity of belief and desires and everybody else's are perfect, that your gender is perfect, that things do not have to change for you to be who and what you came here to be. It is then, and only then, that all the fixing required by your egos will actually occur. But you will also know that in reality, nothing ever needed to be fixed. You will love knowing, and you will love knowing. You know, you will let go of any resistance and hold yourself in steady alignment. Will it not be a magnificent moment when humanity can just be without having to be something else? You really don't know what you are, how magnificent you are, and how powerful you are. Very few beings choose to be on planet Earth because it's the hardest game in the universe. Only masters can live on planet Earth. You are one of them, and you're about to find out why. My friends, be at peace this coming year. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Let us bind together, join force, and show those who are desperately holding on to power what power really is. With you here, they don't have a chance. Let us show them what love can do. And with that, I want to wish you all a new year, a happy new year, a peaceful and loving new year, including for me. Please pray for me. And, you know, I'm going through a lot of changes myself in my life, especially with because of what I do and all the resistance, and I'm, opposing forces and powers and stuff. And I'm not in the world alone, but I just want you to know I need your support. And I don't mean financially necessarily. I could use some of that, but don't worry about that. I need support, and like they say, sometimes you get enough people together, you can start the rain falling or the sun shining. All right, peace and love, Cosmic Charlie. Wishing you well from the haters, Berry, and keep living, keep living. All right, peace and love, peace out.